know what I'd like? I'd like us to question. We have a generation right now that's very different from ours and our parents. We were raised by parents who told us, don't question.
Yes.
But now we have a generation that's questioning, which is good.
Yeah.
Question so that we give you the root of where we came from.
That's right.
And if that root is not established in God,
it's nowadays. Let me tell you, you go to schools, like you go to kindergarten. Also, it's called kindergarten, not kindergarten. So you go there.
This is true. Yes.
And there's this kid who walks up to me.
Right.
He says, "Hi, what's your name?" I'm like, "Hey, I'm Uncle Dunco."
Yeah.
Why are you fat?
Maheni.
For real?
No.
And yeah. But you know me, I'm funny. I'm like, oh, it's because, I ate too much in the morning.
But what if you're a person who doesn't like being questioned? Especially by a child.
Now you have to work on yourself.
Atia.
You have to work on yourself so that these things don't mess around.
They don't get to you.
Kids nowadays ask, they have no reservation.
Whose fault is that?
During a society, like we have adopted the Western culture. Like,
wow.
Yes, kids will ask you questions. But during our time, remember what we used to be told? Like nowadays, I can be talking to you and your daughter walks in and says, and cuts us short and talks to you. Ooh. Remember when we were growing up?
Wait, whose daughter again?
Your daughter.
Not happening. But please keep going.
Like we are talking as adults.
Duncan, we had manners. Come on. You couldn't talk?
My mom didn't even have to wait to see. Like, I didn't have to talk. I just had to look like I want to say something. And she gives me the eye. She gives me the eye.
How do you look like you want to say something?
Like, they're talking. You know how parents like to each other. In fact, I was just about to call you. Yeah. You are in my mind. I prayed this morning and I told myself, I've got to call Tina.
Yeah.
And then the kid comes and looks up. This kid wants to say, "Mom, you are lying." So we used to come and stand there and then the eye. And you find something to do immediately.
It's the eye.
Yeah. So now this is that generation. We are that generation who respected when adults were talking.
Not to cut parents, we're not cutting you down, but do your children interrupt your discussions or your conversations? And do you feel it's okay for them to do that? Because really, does it show a lack of manners?
Where?
Because now, you're friends with another parental group. And that parental group is slightly senior than yours, and your child comes and keeps tapping dad.
They pull your trousers.
It's not a Dandwale situation.
Yeah.
My God, that was just horrible.
That was horrible.
Okay, but they want to get. Do you give your child attention then, or has your child been taught to wait?
When adults are speaking, give them time.
Yeah.
Nowadays, I have never seen anything like that.
That one of when adults speak, give them time.
Even my friends who have children.
Really, Duncan?
Yes, like I'm the one who's told wait.
Does that worry you?
Yeah.
You're the one who's told wait. But that's the rise of a culture that's not okay.
That's right.
It is not. If listen, bad behavior is of all kinds, from rudeness to carelessness.
Yes.
It's been on the increase. But when you start seeing things like this, does it not worry you? There could be, what if you did what I call, now wait for it, let me put on my helmet, social isolation.
What is social isolation?
So let me tell you what happens in social isolation, where you take your children or yourself or your family out of community for a while to grow your manners or to understand your own culture. Look at that. Really, I'm serious. For example, I know a family that currently lives in a full Hindu community, but they're the only Africans. When their child cries, you hear stupid stuff like that. The child is called names.
Yeah.
Or when they're driving out, they'll have been asked, what do you people do for life? For a living? What do you do? But if you took your family out of that and started what I call social isolation, maybe you'd have better answers. Good morning, on Pearl.
Yeah.
Hello.
Ati mumesema mtu avurutwe trouser.
Baba, and Baba, you better have a belt on or else.
Hapo zivae zile za blada.
Good morning, Mas. And the funny thing, when I was talking about kids, I was thinking of Mas.
Mas, tell us about Neema.
Manzi, Neema is a bug. Wacha nikudanganya.
A bug?
And you guys were just describing her.
How old is she?
I'm on the phone. She just storms my room. Dad. And I'm like, Nema, can't you see I'm on the phone? Like
no.
seriously.
How old
Like,
is she?
just give me time to finish.
Yeah.
And then I'll send to you. Yani. But I like that.
Yes.
Because she's entitled because she's my daughter.
Atia.
But
Wait,
does she do that? Does she do that in other people's houses or at
No.
school? How do you regulate?
She's entitled because if I was in the office and she stormed in a meeting, I'd stop the meeting.
Yes.
I'd excuse myself
Yes.
and I'd attend to her because she's my priority.
Okay. So how do you teach her to be different in other settings?
I'm just wondering.
I tell her, this is what I tell her. Learn to be patient. However, she's got every right to access me anytime she wants.
Right.
I'm not trying to put her off from accessing me anytime. I am telling her that to understand that she has caught me doing something.
Yes.
So she needs to be a bit patient so
Yes.
that I finish and then I attend to her. But I don't disqualify her approach.
How Newa,
So
you
that-
have spoken 25 things, Ati.
I'm trying to let you know
Yeah.
that the moment you put her off, she will not come to you. You need to understand that you're trying not
Yeah.
to tell her not to approach you.
Right.
You're just telling her that you found me busy, just be a little bit patient. So what
Okay.
you do is you realize her attention has come, she's coming, just beg for a kidogo pardon,
All right.
and then you attend to her. To be very honest,
Yeah.
this is something that I've learned from my intentional dad class.
Yeah.
That kids need to learn and to be reassured
Yeah.
that they matter to you the most.
Oh.
Because if you
Okay.
don't show them that they matter, whatever you ever gonna do,
Right.
they will always be seeing you busy,
Right.
and they will be backing off. And you're always busy. So they will learn that dad never has time for me whenever he goes for work or he goes to work.
But if you are not raised this way, Mwas, do you feel you missed out on something?
To be very honest, my dad used to come late and leave early. So at times I'd even create time to go see him in the office just to see him.
You would create time?
Yani unapeleka kichapo, unaenda kutafuta kichapo ofisini.
Isn't that a bit off?
For real?
That you, the child, is
No,
creating
I
time.
personally used to do that.
Yes.
Hiya.
And I would tell him that, honestly, you leave very early, because
Wow.
my dad used to wake up very, very early
Yes,
and go to work.
Yeah.
My dad had two hustles, so you'd wake up very early in the
Yeah,
morning,
yes.
do the first hustle, and then go to the office. So the second hustle. So you'd leave very early at about 5:30, 4 or
Yes,
5,
yes.
early enough before we'd leave, and then he'd come back at 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
Your time kwa primo mmeenda kulala by 8.
Right.
So you try to create a space where, I started noticing, hey, I haven't seen this guy for like 3 days back to back.
Right,
Lakini,
right.
najua alikuwa. So what I'd do is I'd pass by his office
Right.
because it was next to our primary school.
Oh.
And I'd be like, yo, Dad, what's up? How you doing? You good? And,
Yeah.
just to say hi.
Just to
and
say hi.
I'm saying that it's not going to be something that everyone would do. However, I've gotten to appreciate the fact that parents need to appreciate the fact that even kids want their attention. Itafika wakati, if you don't give them attention right now,
Right,
you'll be
right.
seeking for attention later on, and they won't have time for you.
That's right.
All right. Sounds
They
good.
won't have time for you in future.
Okay.
That means that you will be so busy. You'll be so busy on your retirement. Now you have the time, and these guys will be so busy doing their careers.
Oh, okay.
So
Mwas-
many guys right now
Yeah.
are not visiting their folks. I'm telling guys right now, try to visit your folks right now. You'll realize how lonely they've become.
I love your insight on this one, Mwas. Thank you so much.
Wow.
Karibu sana.
Good
Asante,
stuff.
Baba.
Good stuff.
All right.
Say it to
Yes,
Nema.
Baba.
Yeah.
All right.
Just getting some insight from us this morning
Right.
about children and them spending. You know how children interrupt you when you're having conversation, and you walk in, or they walk in, and you're like, they want your attention, but you don't. In Africa, we will flick them away or beat them or give them an eye. That's what we do. But I'm just wondering how it's done in other cultures.
We are Pearl Radio.